So this video is on Integrated 3, the semester 2 final countdown number 5. Okay. So on this, we have an exponential equation. We want to get this 0.45 to the power x by itself. So I'm going to divide by 631 both sides. And so I'm going to get 0.45 raised to the power x is equal to, and let's see, I'm going to change fractions. If not, I'll just put this decimal 3492 over 631. And it doesn't reduce nicely, so I'll type it out. I didn't want it as a fraction, sorry. I want it as a decimal. So I get about a 5.53, about a 5.53. I'm going to keep it in my calculator. Now you can either log both sides or rewrite it in logarithmic form. So you're going to take log of your base, which is 0.45 of 5.53 is equal to your power x. So to put it in as a log, not base 10, this one that you see on your calculator here, this one here is base 10. So to get not base 10, a couple ways to do it. I usually do alpha and window, and then you see number 5. And then I'm going to put in 0.45 of, and I'm going to come grab this. It's hard to see, but I'm actually highlighted right here on this. So put that in for me. And I get as my answer a negative 2 point, let's say 414 for my answer. And if you think about this problem, that makes sense because I'm starting with 631, but I'm decreasing and I'm getting something bigger. So if I'm starting with something at 631 and I want to know when it was 3,492 and it's decreasing, I need to go back in time, and that's why it's negative. Okay, next problem, number 2. So when I am doing this problem, I am going to get this to be a single logarithm. So this is going to be log base 3 of x squared plus 8x. When there's a plus, you can multiply what you're taking the log of, equals 2. I'm going to rewrite this in exponential form. So 3 to the power 2 is equal to x squared plus 8x. So that's going to be a 9. So I'm going to rewrite this, okay, 9 equal x squared plus 8x. I am going to then get it equal to 0. So x squared plus 8x minus 9 equals 0. This is factorable. That's going to be an x plus 9 and an x minus 1. I'm going to get two answers, negative 9 and positive 1. And when you're dealing with logarithms, you need to come back up here to the original problem. Make sure that when you're taking the log of something, you aren't getting a negative. If I put this negative 9 in there, I'm going to be taking log of a negative. So that is not going to be an answer. When I put the 1 in, that's okay. That's my answer. Okay, on number 3, okay, we're going to expand this. So real quick, I'm just going to rewrite this as log of x to the 3rd and the square root of y to the 5th. Your numerator is your power, your denominator is your root. Okay, so now I'm going to write it in expanded form. So I am going to get 3 log x because the exponent's going to come in front, plus because the y is on the top also, 5 halves because my exponent moves in front, log of y, minus, because it's on the bottom, 4 log of z. And that's your answer. On 4, we're going to go the opposite direction. And this ln is really what it is log base e. of x. That's what an ln is. Okay, it's called a natural log, but it follows the same rules. So this is really going to be ln of the cube root of x minus ln of the cube root of y squared minus ln of z to the 6th. Now, I'm going to write this as a single logarithm. So it's going to be ln of cube root of x, and then these are going to be on bottom, cube root of y squared, z to the 6th. And that's your answer. On number 5. Okay, so this is an exponential problem. We're starting with $42,000 for a car. It depreciates in value by 16%. How many years will it take to get to only being $9,000? So if it's decreasing, you're going to take 100% minus 16%, which is 84%. So that means your multiplier is 0.84. So we're going to start with our 42,600. We're going to times it by 0.84 to the power x and try to figure out when that was $9,000. So I am going to divide by 42,600. And when I do, I'll put it down here. Let's see. So 9,000 divided by 42600. I end up getting this. I'm going to hit math to see if I can change it to a nice fraction. That's 15 over 17. Maybe that would be nicer for me to write. So this is going to be 0.84 to the power x is equal to 15 over 71. So now you can either log both sides, or I'm going to rewrite it in logarithmic form. Okay. So I am going to have log base 0.84 of 15 over 71 is equal to x. I'm going to put that into my calculator. So alpha window number 5. So 0.84 of 15 over 71. And I get that it's going to happen in 8.92 years. Okay. On number 6, it's in logarithmic form. It is a single logarithm, unlike the one before that I had to get the, where was it? Up here. I had to get both the logs into a single logarithm on number 2. Okay, this one is a single logarithm, so that's a head start for us. So I'm going to rewrite an exponential form. My base is 4. Your log always equals your power. Whatever your log equals, that's the power. And then 2x minus 7. So 4 to the 3rd is 64 equal 2x minus 7. I'm going to add 7. I'm going to get 71 equals to 2x. So 71 halves is our answer. And if I put 71 halves in there, I need to make sure that 2 times 71 halves minus 7 does not give me a negative. So I just put it in my calculator here. And you see when I did 2 times 71 halves minus 7, I end up with a positive. So that's an acceptable answer. Okay, triangle. Okay, I'm going to grab a triangle. So let's see. I'm just going to make it so that it doesn't look like it's isosceles or equilateral or anything like that. Okay. So that's good enough. Okay. So let's say that this is A, this is B, this is C. This is 41 degrees. This is 57 degrees. I don't know angle C, but I can find it. And I know that little a is 8.4. And we want to find little c. So I want to find little c. So if I know two angles in a triangle, I can always find the third. So to find that, I am going to do 180 minus 41 degrees minus 57 degrees. And I get that this angle is 82 degrees. Okay. So now that I have this angle across from C, and I know this one goes with this one, I can use law of sines. So I'm going to do sine of 41 over 8.4 equals sine of 82 over C. I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to get C sine of 41 is equal to 8.4 sine of 82. I'm going to divide both sides by sine of 41. Okay. And so making sure my calculator is in degrees. Triangles, you're going to have your calculator in degrees. So let's see, what am I doing? Put in a fraction alpha window. I mean, y equal gets a fraction for me. So 8.4 sine of 82 over sine of 41. I end up getting that the side is about a 12.68. Let me try to put her 6. 12.68 as my answer. So that's what this side would be. Okay. So let's take a look at number 8. So write a polynomial equation for the graph that passes through the point. Okay, so it needs to go through this point, and it has these x-intercepts, which means that I'm going to have y equal a because they want me to find exact. The -2 comes from x plus 2. -1 comes from x plus 1. 4 comes from x minus 4. And then again, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in for my y and my x. And so I'm going to get -40 equals a. And then when I do, whoops, did not want to do that. When I do this math, I'm going to take basically 5 times 4 times -1. So I get a -20. Okay. So times -20. So I'm going to divide both sides by a -40. And I get a, whoops, I'm sorry, not by -40. I'm trying to get my a by itself. That's why I should write it like this. Let me put my -20 in front of my a. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to divide by -20, divide by -20, and I get 2 is equal to a. So my equation is y is equal to 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 4. And that is your answer. On number 9, this comes from an x plus 2. And then here I have a positive root 5, which comes from an x minus root 5. And then when I'm dealing with the negative, that comes from an x plus root 5. You can do a box, but this is a difference of 2 squares. So this is going to be x squared when I square my x. And when I square my root 5, I get a 5. So it's going to be x squared minus 5 times x plus 2. I think I'm going to do a box. So I'm going to have an x plus 2 and x squared minus 5. So I end up getting x to the third, 2x squared minus 5x minus 10. So that's my answer, x cubed plus 2x squared plus 5x minus 10. Okay, on number 10, this one, what we're trying to do is we're trying to divide. Okay, I'm going to use synthetic division, and they want the remainder. Okay, so since my x plus 2 is what I'm dividing by, what makes that 0 would be a -2. That's going to go in the little box. Now I'm going to write the exponent, the coefficients, 3, 2. You always want to make sure that your polynomial is in descending order and you're not missing a term. So I have an x to the 4th, I have an x to the 3rd. I'm going to put a 0 because I don't have an x squared. Then that's my x, and then that's my constant. Bring down your first number, times it by -2, I get a -6, add it, I get a -4. -4 times -2 is 8, add it, I get 8. 8 times a -2 is a -16. I add it, I get a -12. -12 times -2 is 24. I add it, I get an 8. That is your remainder, 8. Our remainder equals 8. And that was the last one on this review.